I often begin my articles with the words, something wonderful is happening. And then I explain that we're alive. We can be grateful for the gift of life. So I could say that and be on safe ground. But I'd like to say something else. I was teaching an online class yesterday on communication, and my number one theme was situational awareness. Most of us aren't very aware of our situation. Teachers, for instance, are often oblivious to who they're teaching. I just got off a Zoom call where a number of experts did their best to imitate fire hoses, just spewing information, regardless of who was there. And I wondered, did they even notice who was there? The ratio of women to men, the age, the ethnicity, what the body language might have been telling them. It didn't seem like they were interested because they had so much knowledge to share. So what's the point here? What's the result, the benefit of absorbing knowledge? Seems to me that we've been doing this for decades, and look where we are. Situational awareness operates on so many levels. Right now, all I have is this green dot. But I'm imagining somebody watching, listening. I'm sensitive to somehow set up a pattern of back and forth, at least energetic, communication, because it seems to me that some of us anyway are called to go beyond knowledge, the fire hose, receiving or giving, to experience something in the moment. I like to call it communion. Because it seems that what's important is to broadcast love, not theoretically, but in the moment. And how you would do that is so different than how I do it. But maybe sharing how we're doing it and doing it together can be more enjoyable, more impactful than when we do it alone. That's my hope. So I've created a program for this, leveraging an old term, LoveCasting, that I first heard way back in 1976 from the man who invented it, George Shears, a retired chiropractor. He used to broadcast healing energy to anybody who requested it, anywhere in the world. This was pre-internet days, pre-emails. He got letters from people, put their names on a list, and then I think he and his wife, and by the way, he was 80 when I met him, they would sit and send good vibes to anyone on their list. So I'm doing that, not with a list, but with anybody who comes to mind, anybody I think of throughout the day. And I'm learning that I think of hundreds of people during the day. They just sort of swim in, swim out. So now I'm developing a new habit. Anyone who appears in my awareness gets a little blessing. So as I do this, I'm learning that there's a whole technology to this. And I'm discovering that as a person presents themselves, they float in, that I'm beginning to detect what they need. So initially it was just love. Well, I'm sending them good vibes. Now I'm starting to recognize, oh, this person seems to be in pain, or this person is on top of the world right now. And so I can modulate the frequency I express towards them, with them, accordingly. I'm kind of excited about this discovery. So I find myself sharing it now in this spontaneous um, video, which I guess I'll figure out how to post to YouTube and maybe include a link on my site or somewhere. I'm not a digital native, so it's all a bit of a challenge for me. I could use some help with that. But maybe there are others who would like to experiment with this as well, beginning to get more conscious about who shows up in our awareness throughout the day and tuning in to sense what is each person asking for and what can I give them, being in service to my community of friends, 3D and virtual. I think that's all I have to say, and I'll stop the recording, save it, and see what I do with it. Quite happy that it's not more polished. It's not what I imagined I would create, but it is what it is. So thank you for any interest you might have in LoveCasting, by whatever name, simply being present in the moment, increasing our awareness of who is with us in consciousness, and learning how to send them the appropriate blessing.